The exception to that is actually one of our clients, Patrick of Coonawarra. Shout out to Luke and Lynn and Leilani and the wonderful team over there. We did a really crazy campaign with them last year, which was so fun and generated so much interesting commentary. They have this edible insect and wine pairing. It sounds crazy, but it was actually really cool. And the idea was that they had just launched this beautiful biodiverse garden at Cellar. And they've also got a lot of different insectariums and gardens throughout their vineyard as part of their integrated pest management system. And they're really encouraging people to walk through the gardens and understand how the insects are impacting the diverse ecosystem of the vineyard and how that impacts the wine. And one of the things that they've done is taken it a step further and actually have an edible insect and Cabernet pairing at their cellar door. And it's wild. We posted about it and we had a whole series of content. And there was a lot of people who were pretty unsure about that tasting, whether or not that was going to be a good idea or not. But we loved that because it was sparking engagement and conversation. And so while technically you might look at that as maybe some of them were negative comments, it actually was the point to open people's eyes up to something really quirky and really different that was a conversation starter that was a little bit controversial. And that particular content ended up being picked up by the ABC over in South Australia. It ended up having some political interest. It was quite topical around the sustainable story that they were telling. And it ended up becoming quite a big thing. So whether or not you were into the tasting or not into the tasting, it didn't really matter because everyone was talking about it. I must say though, I just don't know if I was game enough to try the insects and wine pairing myself. But I tell you, there were actually a lot of people who did try it. It almost became like an extreme sport type wine tasting, you know, where you go into the cellar door and work yourself up for the tasting.
To be fair, with a glass of wine in hand, I probably could have been pushed there. That certainly helps.